Hello, friends, and welcome to Empower You 2 podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Paris, and I'm excited because you are in the building with me. You can be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with me, and I am so humbled and appreciative. Let me tell you about this show. Each and every single week, we continue to empower you to greatness that is truly going to help you, whether you are a person that have experienced a heartbreak, have gone through a divorce, or have endured levels of trauma of any kind, or you're just a person trying to rebuild their life and themselves, and now you are finally ready to live a life full of abundance, joy, and peace, then this show is for you. So with that said, thank you again for being here. I am extremely grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you because together we are empowered for greatness. You ready? Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to the Empower You 2 podcast. I am your girl, Natasha Paris, and I am super excited, as always, to come before you to talk about some things that could potentially change the trajectory of your life. And so with that said, come on in, because I have something to say. But before I say something, of course, I want you to do three things. I want you to hit that 5-star button on your favorite platform because this show is all about empowering you for your greatness. So hit that 5-star button. Second thing is I want you to share this with as many people as possible because the goal is to inspire individuals to go after their goals, to get out of their head, and to live their best life. And if it's happening for you, please do not be selfish, okay? All right. And the third thing that I want you to do is I want to hear from you. I want to hear your feedback. So you can either put it on your favorite platform, you can send me a message on social media, or you can continue listening, which is what I ultimately want you to do. Continue listening to this podcast for many more episodes, okay? All right. So with that said, welcome to episode 130. Yes, we are here. Season 2, 130 episodes. They couldn't say it better than me. We are doing the darn thing. So let's jump into episode 130. And our topic for today is you weren't created to simply exist. So start living now, my friends. Start living now. Too often, and you've heard me say this, if you follow me, I often say that there's so many people walking around like zombies. They are walking around just merely existing. They are caught up in their head. They're thinking about all of the things that they should have done, could have done, would have done. They are in the past. They are also in the future, but they are not present. And when I say that they are not present, they are often worried about what has not happened or what has happened. And worrying does no one any good. Because if you're worrying about all of the things that are happening in your life, you cannot be present for what is happening that can potentially be good. And the reason why I say that is because I've met so many people in my journey as I empower individuals. As a licensed clinician, sometimes it's not just mental health. It is that person having lots of regret and resentment. And so I had a client that came into my office. I'm thinking of one in particular who came into my office, and she was often anxious. She was often worried. She was often concerned about her life. She felt like she was walking on eggshells every day. And because that was the case, she not only was in her head, but she was in a place where medically she was not feeling well. She had often had stomach issues. She often had migraines. She had trouble losing weight. She was not focused on all of the great things that were happening in her life. And my task for you is to pay attention to this episode, because this may be you. I may be talking to you as it relates to you just existing. Because remember, my friends, time waits for no one. Before you know it, you will be 70 years old, 80 years old, or for the young folks, you'll be 40 and 50. And so you will say to yourself, geez, the time has gone by so quickly. I remember when. But what I want you to do is I want you to cherish every day. And I want you to be in a place where you can enjoy the present. But how do you do that? How do you enjoy the present and literally move into living as opposed to just existing? So I'm going to give you 4 points. 4 points, things that you can do now. You know what I say? I'm all about what can you do now, not what you can do tomorrow, not what you plan on doing next week. And now, as we are approaching the new year, 2025, new you, new me, let's stop saying it and just do it. Okay, let's stop saying it and just do it. And so with that said, let's jump right into tip 1 or recommendation 1. First is get out of your own head. I want you to get out of your own head, because so often we are stuck in what did not happen, like I said earlier. Get out of your own head, because you cannot change the past. If you can, let me know. Write me, send me a message, because if you have the capabilities of changing the past, boy, you are powerful. But you are even more powerful when you can stop those consistent, intrusive thoughts and say, look, I cannot change what happened. Those things happened for me, not against me. And so when you make a decision to say, I am getting out of my head, and you may have to do this often, like every 5 minutes, talk yourself out of getting out of your head. And one thing that I normally do to get out of my head, because look, I'm human just like you, is I literally look at something that's in my present, in my vision, like, you know, in my peripheral, and I say, I'm gonna focus on this for a moment. And it gets me out of my head and focused on what is in front of me. Okay. Another thing is I take a deep breath, inhale through my nose, and exhale slowly through my mouth. And I do it again. Inhale through my nose, hold for 3 seconds, and then I exhale. If you follow me and you've been listening, you know that I have an affirmation, mindful meditation episode in the beginning of the week. Listen to it. Get to a place where you are super conscious of your thoughts. What are you thinking about, my friend, that is getting you to this place of just existing? Because you are stuck. So get out of your own head. Focus on the present. And it's going to take some time to do that, right? Because your default mechanism is to stay in your head, to be a zombie, to just merely exist and go through the day. I don't want you to do that any longer. Okay, because today is a present. Oh, I love that. Okay, the second recommendation is I want you to, which falls into the first, live in the present. Take a look at the sky. Touch something, right? Even if it's as simple as touching your paper that's in front of you, or touching your fingers, like rubbing your fingers together. That reminds you that you are here. You know how that saying, pinch me, is this real? That's truly a thing, right? When you pinch yourself, it's like, okay, yep, I'm here. I want you to do those things. Like I said, you can pinch yourself, not too hard. You can rub your fingers together. You can look at the beauty in front of you. Be present, my friends. Be present. And like I said, it takes some getting used to and doing it often. And talking to yourself. Like, talk is a big, self-talk is the new thing. Well, I've been doing it for a number of years. Self-talk is very vital, because the thing is that you have to encourage yourself. You have to say, stop being in your head. Stop worrying about what happened, girl, boy, and know that something great is about to happen, but you're going to miss it if you are in your head. Okay? My third recommendation is to be thankful. Be thankful and live in amazement of what God has done for you. I can't stress this enough. So often when we worry, it says ultimately that we are not thankful for the things that we have. You say, well, that's not true, Natasha Paris, but it is. The underlying message is that when you are worried, when you're in your head, when you are not living, but just merely existing, you are not being very thankful and grateful for what you have before you. The fact that you can think is a good thing, because there are people that are sitting in some hospital in a coma. Yes, I said it. Okay. Brain dead. And that family is deciding whether to keep them alive or to pull the plug. Yeah, it sounds really sullen, but it's the truth. If you have children and they are healthy, be thankful for that. If you have money coming into your household and you have money to pay your mortgage or your rent, be thankful. If you can smile, if you have loved ones who care about you, if you have support that in the event that things don't work out financially for you, they'll come to your aid. I am very thankful myself. I have to say that because I have some great things happening in my life. But the thing is that life will keep lifing. And if you listen to the noise, the white noise, the distractions, you will fall out of that place where you are thankful for what God has done in your life. Be in amazement. Like literally be amazed at the fact that it's a sunny day. Be amazed that you have your limbs that can operate and you're not unable to move your arms and legs by yourself, right? Be amazed at the fact that your family, like it's for those, because we are in the holiday season, that family is present and they support you. Be in amazement. Be in a place where you are thankful for all that is before you. Because when you are thankful for what you have, you're less likely to be in a place where you are worried about what you don't have. And like I say all the time, my friends, I want you to live fully. And to live fully means that you are going to make a decision to do something that you didn't do yesterday. You know that saying, oh, bucket list. Oh, forget the bucket. Kick the bucket. Come on now. Because people wait till something happens for them to live. No. Have a life list. things that you want to do in this lifetime and begin to check it off. And so I am employing you to do what? Write down at least 25 things you want to do in this lifetime and get to it. Celebration of life. You know, when it's someone's birthday, for those who know me, I often say happy celebration of life, because we have to celebrate the good things and also the not so good things, because those not so good things make you a good thing. Come on now. Come on now. Are you picking up what I'm dropping? Okay. So with that said, number 4 is do something that you have not done. I've already said that, right? Write down what it is that you want for your life. This life is very short. Yeah, it is. Because do you remember when you were in middle school? It seemed like it was just yesterday. So my friends, be in a place where you are doing something that you have not done. And so I challenge you, like I said, that's your homework assignment, is to write down things that you want to do in this lifetime. I have my list. And the question is, what is your list? What does that look like for you? And so, my friends, I want you to be in a place where you are taking the initiative. You are writing down what you want for your life. So let's go through a quick summary of the 4 points. First, get out of your head. Stop being in a place you're questioning everything. You are focused on what you cannot change. You get to a place where you're worried and you are stagnated. So we have to change that, my friends. So that's the first one. The second one is I want you to live in the present. Pinch yourself. That's a true thing. Pinch yourself, because that gets you to wake up and say, girl, boy, stop focusing on the things that you cannot change. You're in the past. You are rehearsing this situation, this event over and over again. You can't continue to do that. You're wasting time. Time waits for no one. So we have to be living in the present, not living in the past or in the future. Because guess what? That equals zombie-ish. Okay, come on now. All right. Number 3, be thankful and live in amazement of what you have. Like, you have to be thankful for all of the great things, even though, and I don't know your situation, I don't know you personally, but what I do know is that there are some good things that are in your life that are happening right now, if you just focus on those things. So I want you to begin to write down all of the great things that are happening in your life and begin to make that your focal point. Begin to be grateful. Begin to say, thank you, God, for these things that have happened to me. And let me say this. Having rejection in your life is God's love. Oh, I know what you're saying. What? Yes, rejection is God's protection. There's a reason why you were rejected in the way that you were. I'm not excusing it, but I want you to know that there is some light that you can see at the end of that tunnel. Okay. The 4th and last is I want you to do something that you've never done before. What are your life lists? What is the things that you want to do? Write that list out. That is your homework assignment. Write down all of the things that you want to do and start with maybe just 10 to 15, if not 20. And let me tell you, you will be amazed on what you come up with. Like for me, it is traveling to Africa, different parts of Africa, which we will be doing in our girls program. Oh my goodness. I know it's a plug. Girls Unapologetically Reaching Levels Successfully is my nonprofit. All you have to do is go to supportgirls.org for more information. So getting back to what I was saying, I want to travel to Africa. I want to buy my dream home. I want to ride on the backs of camels. Come on now. Yes, so there are a lot of places that I want to travel to. I want to sit down with Oprah and Viola Davis. I want to have an amazing ceremony for my girls. Yes, so there are things that I want. What are the things that you want? Think about it. And use your imagination and forget and do not give credence to the things that say, or the mind or the thoughts that say, oh girl, that's too big. You can't do that. Look at where you are right now. No, begin to imagine what might look like the unimaginable. Yeah, that was a hard word. Unimaginable. It wasn't hard. It was a tongue twister. So with that said, my friends, I want you to take heed to the words that are coming out of this mic. I want you to really, really look at your life and say, I am not going to be a zombie today. And every day it can be a little task, but the more you do it, the better you become, the stronger you are, and the easier it is to get out of your head and live in the present. So with that said, I am your girl. You know what I often say. You know it. If you've been following me, you know how I always end every podcast episode. And it is, I want you to empowered for greatness, because without greatness, there's no you. And without you, there's no greatness. See you on the next episode. Bye.